busting down the notion of genre, or at least questioning it. We all, like you mentioned earlier, we grew up listening and being exposed and experiencing music in essentially in a genreless way. And as the business has evolved and as we become more and more involved in the business of music, we find that we're trying to be labeled. And we keep running from those labels. And so I'm wondering what is attractive about Charles Mingus's music, or these types of collaborations which seem to go, I say this because someone called me and I was speaking with this person on the phone about our collaboration together. And one of the things that this interviewer asked me, he said, well, I only really know her work with John Mellencamp. I don't know anything else that she does. And so I said, line is going good, you know. But I said, you know, she's done a lot of things, 10 albums and so on and so forth, and that you're always someone like Sly Stone, like Jimi Hendrix, you know, just that's defying these boxes. So I'm wondering what attracts you to the music of Fats Waller, to the music of Charles Mingus, to these sort of quote-unquote outside projects?
Again, it's the chance to work with different people. I mean, and Charles Mingus is how do I say? Even when I was not a musician, I read Beneath the Underdog, and then once I decided to try to be a musician, I saw that documentary, and I think I was more moved by him as a person, especially a mixed race person. My mother's a mixed race person, so it was unusual at that time to understand that is a hard road to hoe. And just musically, the fact that all the arrangements were so large in scale. And I mean, and he is an awesome spoken word artist as well. I mean, Fables of Farbus, and all the babies like shortbread bread, but I like caviar. I mean, he was just poetic and funny, and witty and charming and beautiful. And how can you not be attracted to his music and him as a person, and the life that he led as well, and also the fact that he borderline on insanity, and that living, I can't imagine living pre-1968, and then you know, there's this movie, Midnight in Paris by Woody Allen, and everyone in the movie's nostalgic for the past, and there's this joke like black people never play that game. You know, we never get in a time machine and travel back to the past. We're never like nostalgic for that time, and so just looking at what he went through, I think it's just important, like so many other artists, to keep what they said alive and moving, and remind people that, you know, it wasn't like this all the time, and Ron Paul is nostalgic about the past, and I'm not. So.
Yes, question.
Yeah, I have a comment and then a request to play something if now would be the time. I just wanted to comment on what you said about Charles Mingus and just his mixed race status and kind of that idea of an outsider not fitting in. Because I just read Beneath the Underdog too, and I was familiar with his life and just everything that he went through socially as a child, and even what he carried into adulthood. I really identified with that, and I'm a poet and a singer, and I wrote a vocalese called Something Else, Self-Portrait in Three Colors, too. Self-Portrait in Three Colors, and if it's all right, can I play that now? Okay.
Can we take another question while you bring it up?
Sure.
Another question or comment? Yes.
I just want to say,
He was in my bass class.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't play though.
That's okay. I thought you did well.
So I have seen a ton of your shows, and I've never been disappointed. And what I feel like I like best about your shows is how you'll take a studio version and you'll make it like 12 minutes long. And it's phenomenal. It really is. And I just know what's more fun for you and your band? Is it the making of the studio version where you're creating the song, or is it then just going and flying away with it and bringing it all back and performing in front of an audience?
Back to DC as well. I mean, go-go music is based on taking songs that already exist and turning them into something else that, 12-minute versions, really long versions so people could dance. And also, I'm a house kid, I love house music, and so that's always kind of been in my mind. And the thing about, when I first started playing music, it was on a record label, they would literally, we rehearsed like all the time, just over and over to try to make it sound like the recording. But by the fourth show, I'd be totally bored. But I would just be like, we all hear it this way. And I play with improvisational musicians. So they were just, eventually, music would just cycle and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then and then I remember seeing my first Prince concert. I also remember that. And he would just take these things and it'd be the song, but it'd be this whole other experience. And he's like that is I think the reason I play music is because of him. And I just wanted to somehow participate in that as well. And also, when someone pays money to come see you, you want to stay fresh and alive. So we just would make the music grow.